Plug, and I'm your host, Steve Paul. And today we got another heater for our discussion. This guest right next to me, taking over the Georgia scene and also just the music scene, period. Going by the name of
Wixx Patton, man. Let's go crazy. The studio audience in here, they hella quiet right now, but they out here.
Round of applause. We're going to get they out there online giving applauses and everything.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So what's up, man? What's up? Introduce yourself again and let the people know who you are.
For sure, man. So I go by the name of Wix Patton. We talked a little bit earlier. I got my name from my grandfather. His call sign in the military was actually Wix, so they named me after him. And honestly, a lot of artists, when they decide, okay, I want to be a rapper, I want to be, a singer or whatever, they feel like they got to find some type of stage name, some type of whatever. But man, I guess I've been fortunate to have, a unique, type of name to where people can search it up and it is kind of what it is. So that's been a blessing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, your parents took some time to really think about,
Yeah, that's smooth. I don't know where they thought of it, but shout out mom and dad. Y'all did y'all's thing. So
yeah, they didn't just pop you out and just gave you any old name. You know what I mean? Just name them anything now. Okay?
Anything. They really freestyled off the top. They're like, okay, cool.
Right. So so that's dope. So you're a music artist.
Yes, sir.
A music artist coming from.
Man, I'm coming from Peachtree City, Georgia, and then I was telling you a little bit earlier, I really got a lot of my music started there, and then had put down music, was really focused on football, ended up going to play football over at UGA. Well, first I committed to Louisville, so I was all the way in football, had stopped doing music around junior year. I was doing music like from 8th grade to junior year, was putting out little mixtapes and shit like that.
From 8th grade, wow.
Yeah, we were recording, we were making tons of music, man. I was writing music every day in my bedroom, just writing songs, you know what I'm saying, like that, just off of the strength of just, being passionate about it. Got into football. And then ended up, like I said, I went to UGA, and then it was literally the end of my freshman year. We were at the Rose Bowl, right? We were at this comedy event, which is like a team event, and there were some folks freestyling on stage, and they're like, all right. Before we shut it down right now, does anybody want to come up here before the comedians come out? Let's go. Let's turn up. And somebody in the crowd was like, Wix can rap. Wix. And I'm a freshman. I'm like, oh, no.
Put you on the spot.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, it's not time for that. It's not time for that. I ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then everybody gets hyped because they're like, well, what is this kid about to rap? So basically off of the shock factor of what happened, I went on stage, and because one of the coaches was like, Wix, if you don't come up here right now, I'm going to tell Coach Smart you were late for curfew. Which that means, hey, yeah, it's over with. So basically, man, we go out there, and it was crazy because, looking back at it at the time, talking to you, man, a lot of those guys that were in the front row taking video are like NFL stars right now. You know what I'm saying? So it was just one of those high pressure moments. Went in there, I freestyled it. The next day, it got posted to Twitter, and it went viral. So off the strength of that, it was crazy because I got cut in football 8th and 9th grade, and that was what really drove, and basketball too, to drive me to want to do music. I had that thing to really tap into since I didn't have those opportunities. And then music, music not really being what it was brought me back to football. You know what I'm saying? Brought me back to just being like, okay, I need something to really be good at. Train for that. Football brought me right back to that music situation, which had me go viral. After that happened, right? Me and the starting cornerback, Tyreek McGee, we were like, man, let's record, you know what I'm saying? So we go to the studio, we make a song called Whoa There, and after we put that song out on SoundCloud, all the UGA articles and the NCAA really got behind it and started pushing it. They're like, 2 UGA football players come out with a song, blah, blah, blah. Right. So off of that happening, we decided, okay, let's put out an experiment EP, basically just being like, what's going to happen if 2 college football players drop a, EP, and what will be the result of that? So we put it out, and we ended up doing shows all around Atlanta. We were doing shows in bars in Athens. We were just popping out at frat parties. And we talked about that earlier, man, the frats. Yeah. Man, we did a ton of frat parties. And so that's really where I got my start, was over there in Athens, man.
Just caught the wave.
And then as soon as, I was doing a lot of music after that, I did a UGA song called Go Dogs that they were rocking with. and the fan base got behind, and then I dropped a song called, I know I'm talking a lot, I dropped a song called 100 Miles, and 100 Miles was the first song to kind of pop me off actually as an artist and have people really look at me as an artist and not just like a UGA football player who's trying to rap. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I told you, like, I had always been an artist. So it was like the opportunities to have that platform were finally there. So I'm like, you know, I'm finally getting to do what I like to do. After I dropped that song, the NCAA came in and met with the UGA compliance and said, look, he can't be profiting off of UGA's likeness anymore or NCAA's likeness. Because they're saying that the only reason why people tuning in is because you have a Go Dog song, which is not true. The music was fire. That's why people was, I'm just playing. So they basically gave me a choice. They said, look, if you want to continue to play college football, you're going to have to take down all the posts. You're going to take down all the music. You're going to have to take down everything that you've been doing that, you know, represents, you know, profiting off of this right here. So I was like, man.
Wait. Aren't they profiting off of y'all?
Oh, man, we could talk about that all day. They profiting off us like crazy. The numbers they doing for the type of games we playing.
Right.
Crazy.
So you ain't supposed to have nothing outside of their
Yeah, you know, but the thing is like, it's basically, you know, college is supposed to, you know, show you and direct you into what you're supposed to be as a career endeavor. What changes being an artist? How is that any different from being a doctor or anything else when you in the grand scheme of jobs? Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it showed me, and that's why I always look back at the situation, and I show so much love to UGA. I show so much love to the, you know, the faculty and everybody that was a part of it, because they were very accepting of what I was doing. And, you know what I'm saying, my teammates were very accepting, coming out to shows, promoting my music. So if anything, you know, I love playing football, but I do believe that it took me right. It was like the necessary thing and the driving force of getting cut that took me to have the opportunity in music, give me the qualities that I needed as far as a work ethic, as far as a discipline to be able to work and have that. So
man,
after that, man.
I feel like getting cut is like getting shot, boy.
It hurt, man. I remember I walked up with my homie. We were like the two 8th graders who were like unsure if we were going to make it. We got there like 7 a.m. before anybody could see it, right? We walk in, we look at the list. Me and my boy look at it, he goes, yes! He made it. He goes in the locker room. He's piped up. I look at the list. I'm not on there. I'm like, I was the only 8th grader not to make the team. So I go back to the car. I'm just hurt, man.
I think about that.
But it had to happen, man.
That's what happened to Michael Jordan.
Yep.
Then you get cut.
And the coach told my parents. So then he had a thing where he's like, man, I want to meet with all the parents of the kids who didn't make the team. So he meets with my pops, right? And he's like, look, we just don't think that Wixx is an athlete. We don't think that, like, just, you know, we think that he'll be like the type of guy to be a good dad one day. He'll be real charismatic, but he doesn't seem like he's really an athlete. So that was the type of thing that just like stuck in the back of my head. I'm an 8th grader. Like, I still got time to develop and grow into being whatever I want to be in life. And I obviously love sports, but you need things like that in your life. You need certain things to drive you to an insane level to where you're like, you have something to prove internally. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure. Is Athens a football town?
Oh, my gosh, man. Athens, they bleed UGA so heavy. The fan base and support system down there is incredible, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, if, let's say like this is how much Athens football shifts the culture down there. Basically, let's say, like, we have a huge game, right? There could be 100,000 people, 150,000 people in Athens, period, for that game. We lose, it's going to be a ghost town downtown. It's crazy that it shifts it that much. But if they win, the streets and the places are so packed out. Everybody's making so much money. Hey, UGA football is the thing down there.
Now, has that ever happened in your situation at the school, as far as when you started to put your music out there and then they having a conflict of interest? That's what it sounds like to me, where they telling you can't, you know, have your music and all that. Has that ever happened in the history, or is it something that's challenging?
Man, there's been other like YouTubers, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was this kicker who was on scholarship, and they took his scholarship away because he was making money off his YouTube channel, which is basically just a kicking channel. You know what I'm saying? So like, there have been a couple things, but they just passed that I think that you can, I don't know. I think that now that you can profit as a college athlete, I've heard that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know the stipulations for it, but shoot, man, honestly, like I said, man, like it was the perfect timing for me, because them coming in and putting that pressure on a decision like that had to, and now I see it made me like have to decide career-wise, like, do I want to fully step into what I want to be as an artist, even if it means I don't have that same UGA football maybe fan backing for that reason. Right. I'm like, I would rather fully dive into being what I know I'm able to be as an artist. You know what I'm saying? I was already studying all these artists and what they did and what they like, the amount of hours and the amount of work that they put in to get where they got. And I never wanted to be somebody that had 1 foot in, 1 foot out, because I knew I would never make it that way. Right, I knew that I had to fully become exactly what I was trying to be, and there's no way you can do it without encompassing it. You know what I'm saying? So
now, getting into the music and everything, like what gave you your spark in wanting to do the music? But before you go into that, what type of artist would you say that you are? Because earlier we was talking and I said I heard some of your tracks and everything, and it sounds like a collage of all the genres out there.
Definitely.
So what would you consider yourself as an artist?
Man, I guess at the end of the day, if I were to actually label it as something, I see myself as a pop rock star. But at the end of the day, but with like my music and me as a person, I'm so just like influenced by the black culture, by the hip hop culture, by just what, I'm saying, that embodies that. That's like, a huge part of who I am. But it's one of those things, like I said, I'm a big, who I am is my influences. So it's like I have pop music influences. I have R&B heavy influence. I have rock influence. I have all types of music, hip hop influence. You know what I'm saying? Deep, dirty South Atlanta type music. To go and to make the music? Yeah,
make the music. And take it seriously.
Yeah, well, honestly, the actual moment that told me, like, yo, I want to be an artist, and I, like, really, like, it clicked. You know what I'm saying? It was literally a moment like that. Because I told you I was writing music as a kid. I was doing these things, but never was I like, I know for sure I'm going to be this. I always just wanted to be. I have tons of pictures of me as a kid, having guitar, me singing, me performing at different events, you know what I'm saying, as I was a kid. Right. But what really showed me, I remember the moment, I was in my buddy's basement in 8th grade, and his brother ran down the stairs and said, yo, I got to show y'all something. And it was a G-Eazy music video called Almost Famous. And we watched it. And I remember as soon as it ended, I was like, this is exactly like what I can do. I don't know why or what it is exactly, but it was like something clicked watching that. So where I was like, yo, this is like, it was certain characteristics. It was certain parts of it that I was like, this embodies what I feel like I could do, and this is the path I want to go down. Right, and a lot of things started to click. I was like, man, I would already sit on the back of the bus, headphones in, listening to this music and picture myself performing it every single morning. I would stay up all night watching these tour vlogs, you know what I mean? Watching these interviews, watching how all these people maneuver, and then I'm like, man, this is clearly what I want to do with my life.
So you giving G-Eazy
I give him massive credit, and I know the moment we do link up, I definitely want to share that with him. You know what I'm saying? Because I know for me, anytime people tell me that I inspire them, it's just like a driving force. You know what I'm saying? So I think that he'd appreciate that shit. But yeah,
you also said we was talking earlier where you got Flow Rider stuck in your head and everything off of the.
Flow Rider, man, he the hit maker, man, and Ounk Camp. I came in here. I really was wearing an Ounk Camp hoodie, but I just like this fit. I got on too much, so I took off the jacket. But I've been with Ounk Camp for about 1.5 years, man. They took me in, and they saw something in me, and they've just developed me. You know what I'm saying? DJ Monte, DJ Jelly, Big Corey, Big MC Assault, Baby D, Chico Fue, everybody, Shantae Renee, everybody that's a part of that camp right there has been huge as far as helping me to develop. They got a real good family over there. So
okay. So
yeah, man.
So yeah, I was going into that. I wanted you to just tell her because we was talking about the video games.
Oh, so you want to go into the syncs? What we was talking about? Oh, okay. This is what we was talking about. All right, so look, the discussion came down to, okay, what would be the best deal, right? Would you rather have a commercial sync where you got your song in a commercial, a video game, or a movie? And we was talking back and forth because I was like, man, it's crazy how DJ Monte got the sync for Low. Now, after it's been out, 13 years, which is a diamond record now, but, Kroger cut the craziest check. And you know what's crazy to me is they're cutting a check, but think about the promo it's doing for the song at the end of the day. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. But it's like we were discussing what you think is going to bring the most awareness to the actual song and generate the most money, a movie or a video game. And you were saying a video game. right?
Yeah, I went with the video game first, but then I kept on thinking about it, and it was like
kept thinking
video games get outdated. However, you were sharing your experience about how you was playing the 2K.
Man, it was NBA Live 08 with Tony Parker going crazy with the crossover. And it was a Kid Cudi song. It was Day and Night. It was the first song I heard.
Yeah.
And you see how massive he is now. He's like a mogul in his own status. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like certain. But I mean, think about it though. It's like now, even in everyday life, you hear a song, and a lot of times you tie a specific moment that goes with that song whenever you hear it, and it takes you to that place every single time.
Right.
So a video game can be one of those big things, or a movie can be one of those monumental things, because like you have a song like Low. Mm-hmm. Now we hear Low in the club, we'll start thinking about Kroger. You know what I'm saying? So that's like a big reason why you would do that, is because you're basically tying them into one thing. So
right.
But I don't know. I'd probably go with the video game too, man. I can't lie.
Would you say that Kid Cudi is a big influence?
Man, definitely Kid Cudi, and then if we're gonna name some influences, man, I'd say Coldplay. They were a big influence on me. Linkin Park. Man, artists like Ludacris, artists like T.I., artists like Michael Bublé, man, what's his name? Elton John. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Justin Timberlake. All types of people, man. I used to that's the thing with me too, is like my favorite, I feel like it's so hard for me to name a favorite artist or like a specific artist that's like shifted my sound, is because like I'm constantly shifting through new types of moods or new artists, and I'm like, man, this makes me want to create this, or this makes me feel this way. You know what I'm saying? Why I really didn't know I could give off a message in a certain way, directive. I really like Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez is somebody that, like, to me has showcased all these different types of styles at a high level, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give people all different types of vibes and moods, but at a high level. Right.
You
know what I'm saying?
Just don't shoot nobody, though.
It's just don't shoot nobody, man. Come on, we talk about the music side of things, man.
I'm just saying, Tory Lanez, I don't know, did he get cleared? You
know man, I don't know.
But that's cool. But how did you develop your style? Like when you first started rapping, who would you say that you patterned after the most, and before you really got your own style and everything?
Man, okay. Well, I'd say from directively in the things that I was rapping about, I was definitely influenced by G-Eazy at the time. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like a style, I think I always clung to, like, and obviously there were artists like Andre 3000 and like B.O.B., you know what I'm saying, people that were dropping as I was in middle school and I was really influenced. I'm trying to think of like who else. Young Thug definitely, because he just allowed a certain freedom with his flow that didn't seem like he opened up so many doors to so many different types of ways to flowing and just your tone on a track. You know what I'm saying? Him and Playboy Cardi, and certain ways that they slur their words with the flow that just leaves it open. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of artists probably wouldn't break it down that way, but I guess that was just something for me that just opened my mind up. You know what I'm saying? And putting more personality behind what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Putting more intention behind it. Hey. So I definitely give credit to them, but definitely heavy Atlanta, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, always been just super tapped in. Like, I don't know why. What just came to my head was, "Hey, baby, hey, baby, hey, baby." You know what I'm saying? They playing my song, and they know. Yeah, that was.
Got the spirit because you in the city. So now, you were doing tours and everything. You're about to be doing some more tours and all that.
On tour right now.
You're on tour right now. Now, how far have you been on tour? Like, how many places have you been?
So this is our 4th date. So basically, we were doing probably, Don, what you think? We were probably doing about 2 to 3 shows a week for about 2 months prior to us announcing this tour. Really we're just getting booked, spotted. You know what I'm saying? And then I was chopping it up with our drummer Nemo, and we were thinking, okay, man, like, he's already throwing these events. Our keyboard player's already throwing these events. They've already been on 4 or 5 tours. We're like, man, like, we're bringing out a lot of people. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're starting to get a lot of attention. How can we put together our own tour prior to a situation, maybe in the summer, being a direct support? So, you know what? Like, we just started. Honestly, it was crazy because the tour created itself. We just started getting booked every single day. We have a date all the way to the 23rd. Then we have 2 days off, and then we're all the way to like March 15th. with like 4 open days. So like it's just been a blessing because it's like a domino effect. You know what I'm saying? You come out and you give a great show. You have 2-3 promoters in the audience that are like, man, we need to bring him to our spot. You know what I'm saying? And then you put it all together. And so we're just like, man, this is the Sorry I'm Late tour for the project that we're about to come out with. So
Sorry I'm Late.
Yeah, which identifies with everything that's happening, man, because we all over the place, man. We get there, but we probably gonna be late.
He's still
man.
gonna be on time. The one is gonna be late. I'm gonna be late. You know, so I'm gonna be even sorry. I'm even more sorry.
But yeah, so you definitely got to come see us, man. If you want to come see the flyer, if you want to come see where we're going to be at, you can go to Wix Patton on Instagram, and you'll be able to see all the dates. Definitely come out because we definitely got a real movement happening here. So,
who have you worked with so far?
Man, a good amount of artists. I'd say done some work with Al G. Smith. He's an actor, artist as well, super dope. I got an unreleased joint with T-Pain and DJ Monte.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's unreleased. I don't want to name drop too much, man, but we got some surprises on the way, man.
Okay, got some
yeah, it's like some of these aren't even. I don't even know if I can say the name right now in the interview. I probably shouldn't, but man, we've been working, man. We got about 200 unreleased songs, and we got a good amount of features that I'm super excited about. It's just gonna be a matter of fact of what time they come in the sequence. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, so
that's dope. Who is it that you are looking forward to working with, artist wise and producer wise?
Okay, producer wise, Jedson Made. Already, you know what I'm saying, got some in the works right there. Okay. Definitely want to work with TM808. Yeah, TM88. That's right. I'm tripping. TM88. Really, man, that's what I'm saying. I've been doing everything in house for about a year and a half because Camp, they just so heavy with productions. They got New Drip Legend, they got Big Corey, they got Dota, they got D Lamar, and they got DJ Monte. You know what I'm saying? That's 5 producers in house that are just like feeding us all different types of vibes. So, and then the band that I'm playing with, they all playing live instruments, so we're creating over there too. But man, like, really, I just been keeping it in house, to be honest with you. Besides, unless it's a super producer, Yeah.
You're independent.
I'm signed to Atlantic Global Music, so basically that's Camp, RZ3, which is Tricky Stewart's label, and then Greenberg Traurig, the entertainment firm in Atlanta. So they all came together and they formed Atlantic Global Music and signed me as the first artist. So
your first artist.
Yes, sir.
Dope.
But it's like they all got established establishments already, so they're just coming together to form something new. And Atlantic Global Music, we feel like Atlanta's been such an imprint on everything that we've been doing that we want to be able to help attribute to taking it global. You know what I'm saying? Which I already feel like it already has been, thanks to Outkast and Lil Baby and T.I. and all types of incredible acts that are doing so. But I guess I mean more so on a pop level. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes, sir.
So tell us about your shows, man. I went on your IG page and everything, and I see some of your shows. Just the photography alone and everything. You did the photography for some of the shows, or? Yeah, we got a team, man.
It
looked like you already team spirit already up.
Man, we got a real family, man. We got a really large support group that's coming out for every single show. Donovan right here, One Eye Productions, they're filming everything. We've been shooting this docuseries for about 10 to 11 months. I don't even know the exact date, but we've been just going around capturing the entire blueprint of what has been, our come up, people are going to get to see that real soon. But I want to shout out Hunter Simmons, who's been our lead photographer, capturing everything. So we got a really, really dope team, man, and it's just about continuing to be consistent, continuing to build in the different areas that we can. But to go back to what you said about the shows are super dope, but we're playing all different types of vibes, so it can depend on what type of night you're trying to have. You know what I'm saying? We'll have real intimate R&B type nights where it'll be, people are in there, just kind of drinking, smoking at the tables, vibing out. And then you got things like Osaka where everyone's jumping up and down, but you also got the sections. We got venues that we're playing at. We got like stuff like tiny desk performances that we're doing. So just all the different nights are kind of specific. Oh, we're playing some shows in Athens too. So, if you get to make it out to Athens to those dates, just know you're going to be going absolutely nuts. So it just depends on what type of temperature you're trying to have that night.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, as far as your content, do you stay pretty much neutral and just having the energizing tracks and everything where people could work out to, people could have fun to, or do you have any? Do you go on the other side and talk about anything like that goes on in the world and all that? How deep do you go?
All of it, man. I think my biggest personal message is like my music a lot of times helps me better myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to become the best version of myself. And I understand that's the same goal for everybody, and as well as, your family and the people that you care about. But at the end of the day, that's what I want my music to reflect. I want people to put themselves in their shoes and allow my words to just help motivate them and help to push them or help them to be able to tap into that emotional space and be able to identify and relate and know that it's okay or turn up, you know what I'm saying? Put people in that turn up mode, because really I just establish whatever authentic mood or whatever emotions I'm feeling. I just express them at a high, not a high level, but just at a very intense rate. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As far as just expressing.
So what would be, if somebody's being introduced to you for the first time?
Yeah.
What track would you direct them to in order to really capture who you are as an artist?
I like that. That's what's so hard is that I don't think I have one track that necessarily defines who I am as an artist, because I feel like all the different songs are different pieces.
Right.
And I feel like right now where I'm at with my career, I do have all the songs that could piece that puzzle together for you, but I haven't introduced them all yet. And this project, the way we put it together, the way the tracks flow and everything, it's an exact introduction to what I'm kind of doing. You know what I'm saying? As far as what the songs will show on an overall basis. But I guess to put one song on blast, I would say Come Alive definitely showcases a high energy rock star type of vibe that I definitely have in here from a lit standpoint. And then I have Gelato Glued that expresses a lot of just the way that I'm thinking mentally. And then I have 100 Miles, which is like an emotional record, you know what I'm saying, that showcases that side of things too. Right.
I really like that track too, 100 Miles.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Yeah. And I got a lot of more records that express that type of emotion as well. And that's like, that's why I went and said the thing about Tory Lanez, because that's why I feel like it's just about the way of expression. You know what I'm saying? Some artists really they only showcase one side of their emotions, you know what I'm saying? But the best artists are able to take you into all different sides of them to where you really feel like you're with them, you really know them, you know what I'm saying? Or you're able to listen to them in any type of facet, no matter what's going on, you know what I'm saying?
Now, you've been taking over Georgia and everything.
Yes, sir.
How has the response been since you've been in Atlanta? And then after that, where do you look to doing shows? Are you looking to go to California? Are you looking to go to New York?
Basically, this tour, and that's what I meant to allude to, was that we wanted to put together a tour all around Atlanta, mainly because it's been the imprint of what's impacted us so heavy. We wanted to be able to start here, hit all the spots here, allow everybody to be a part of what we're doing, and then take this shit and go around the nation. So like this basically is, I don't even want to use the word warm up, because obviously like every single show counts like a game. You know what I'm saying? Right. But at the same time, we're definitely looking to take and do a national tour and then go international right after that. Mm-hmm. So whether it's a direct support or whether we're the headliner, which I feel like we'll probably direct support that first tour and then go into headlining right after. That's exactly what we got planned.
How does your hometown treat you now?
I'm not there too much, but when I do, people show love a lot more. So people show love when they see me out in Atlanta, or they see me out in Athens, or they reach out on social media. It always means a lot whenever I do have people from middle school or elementary school, or people that do know me from so-and-so that reach out and they show some love, or they just, show some, congratulations, or you're doing this. Because on the other side, you will see the silent hate, you know what I'm saying? Certain people aren't following you that you was close with, that you have no idea why, you know what I'm saying? Or why certain people are putting certain things in the air, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I focus on the love, you know what I'm saying? Because that's all that I'm putting out there. And if it is negativity, I just, I don't even care. Because at the end of the day, maybe it may make me feel away for a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's not going to knock off my trajectory. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I'm doing. We all have an understanding of where we're trying to go. So,
have you always been in the popular crowd coming up?
Man, I feel like that's why, and like I keep alluding to our conversations earlier, but it just keeps reflecting to me. But man, like I've always surrounded myself with all different types of people. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the same thing that with the influences. I've been able to relate to all different types of people. So like when it comes to communicating that's where I come from. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I have experience, you know what I mean, being the kid who gets picked on a lot. I wouldn't even say like bullying, because it was never like a physical bullying for me. But I had kids that would use me as like the laughing stock, like use me to get the laughs off of, you know what I'm saying, growing up through middle school and high school. So when you're going through that, you definitely identify with certain people that go through that, and then you identify with being popular out of nowhere and seeing people treat you a certain way, or seeing like, or for me, like I never took school like seriously. Like I always was in there because I had to be in there. I was just always cracking jokes. I was just trying to be funny, like, because I was just like, man, I gotta be here.
Class clown.
You know what I'm saying? So I made a lot of friends that way. I just learned how people worked. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I have a higher emotional intelligence than I do like a IQ or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like I don't know, recognize human characteristics more than I do like, you know, intelligence.
That's
I don't know.
dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Free energy and everything like that.
Yeah, of course.
You know. So, and where do you see the direction?
Yeah.
Of the music industry, where we're going in the future,
right?
On top of everything that's happening now, you know what I mean? We're dealing with the pandemic and everything.
Right.
How do you see that artists need to get out there and actually get their content out? And how are you going to get your self established as an artist with how everything's going?
Well, yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, you know, we can't do too many shows outside of Georgia because everything's really shut down right now. You know what I'm saying? So that is the one thing, is we've been really trying to take advantage of where we are in Atlanta, because everything is open, you know, and having Buckhead and having Decatur and having Lithonia and Duluth and Athens and all these different spots that are open right now, being able to take advantage of that and being able to obviously grow in all the facets, grow that fan base and have that strong following from Atlanta, right, and all these places around here. I say the future is headed. It's crazy. I think we're already seeing that with TikTok being the new radio, and seeing how they direct the charts and seeing how they direct a lot of what challenges and what ends up popping. You know what I mean? So I'd say, you know, the generation that we're in now, it's going to continue to, as far as reaching people, the internet and social media is going to continue, I think, to be the biggest facet as far as reaching people and the masses. But I think the connectivity with shows is what creates a core fan. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's creating moments with people. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so we're going to continue to hit as many shows as we can, you know, Lord willing that we continue to have that opportunity. But I say, yeah, you know, like, it's crazy. There's so many tools out there for us to reach the masses nowadays that it's like, man, you got to find your best way of just expressing yourself.
Right, for sure. So you got your audience, and this is your soapbox right now. Yeah. Is there anything on your chest that you want to get off and that you think the people need to know?
Facts. I say keep going. You know, a lot of times as like creatives, I feel it every day. Like, I don't know. I think that you see so many artists struggle with drug addiction, and they struggle with being an alcoholic, or, you know, creatives in general, because there is that frustration of you internally knowing where you can take it, and you know what I'm saying, but you necessarily not having the results right then. So you have people that continue to do whatever they can to remain and keep that feeling that it takes to continue to keep on going, because obviously we see, and you see anybody that has created a life off of, you know, what they really wanted to do, it came from the consistency of pushing through and learning through those days that build character. So I say keep going. If you truly love what you do, keep going, because you will win if you continually can. Oh my God, I'm just talking. This band got me going. I've slept like 3 hours. But for real, that's what I want to say. Keep going, because anything is possible, and everything that comes your way was supposed to happen so that you can learn how to navigate in the future, because you're not supposed to make it until you're ready. You don't want the opportunities too early, so you don't want to compare yourself to nobody else's path. Continue to do what you're doing, and that's a lot of things that I've had to do on my own as well. You know what I'm saying? Continue to focus on what you can handle and give the rest to God. That's the one thing that I would say I would want to leave out there.
Yes, indeed. And bang, there you go. There you have it. Now wrapping up, man, just go on and let everybody know how they could tap into you.
Yes, sir.
And what you got coming up and what they need to be looking out for.
For sure, man. So I go by Wix Patton. That's the name. You can look me up on all platforms. You can listen to me anywhere. You can look me up on Google, and you can see a lot of my story. You can see a lot of my journey. And, man, we're on tour right now, the Sorry I'm Late tour. Definitely check out the dates, and if you can come out, I'd love to meet you. I'd love to see you. I'd love to have you a part of what we're doing now as we're on the come up, man. So that's a big part of it, as well as the Sorry I'm Late project that's on the way. That's going to be 2 years in the making of just, you know, the best crafted music that we felt like was going to express the way that we're feeling and what we intend on doing. So
Okay. So you don't have a precise date?
I don't have the precise date right now. Everything's getting cleared. It's been, I know it's been a learning process to me to see all the things that go into really putting out a project. This will be my first project coming out besides the Experiment EP, you know, that I dropped in Athens. This will be my first project. So definitely excited for y'all to hear, man. Been a lot of work putting into this. So
all right, give you shout outs.
Hey, so shout out Camp, shout out One Eye Productions, shout out Atlantic Global Music, shout out Tricky Stewart and RZ3, shout out all my supporters, shout out everybody from Atlanta that's out here trying to make something shake, shout out everybody around the country and around the globe trying to make something shake. Know that we all in this together, and the more that we continue to work and put ourselves out there, the more that we continue to put out the entire space of what it is being a creative and progressing through this industry. So keep going. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. You already know we at Atlanta Unplugged. Tap in.
Yeah. Hey, Wix.
What's poppin'?
Look, man, we appreciate you coming on to Atlanta Unplugged. It was an honor and everything. You're doing some big things. I really enjoy your music and all that. So we have a gift for you.
Oh, man, let's go.
You know what I mean?
Only gift I'm getting on Valentine's Day, man. I appreciate you.
So, yeah, it is Valentine's. but ain't nothing sweet right here.
Ain't nothing sweet, man. Come on, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. I talk about pause. Big pause.
Nah, it's all good. But here you go. We got you.
Ooh.
Atlanta, your very own Atlanta Unplugged. What the?
See what's happening, man. Atlanta Unplugged, man. Appreciate y'all having me. For real.
Yeah. And that's Atlanta Unplugged. I need y'all to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If y'all dig what we just did, then y'all need to tap in and check these artists out. They're doing big things, spotlight, see them before they take off and you can't see them anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, tap in and we're tapping out. And that's Atlanta Unplugged. And I'm Steve Paul, and we're out. Peace.
Brr.